So, Matt, what do you want to taste today?
I don't know. You got any ideas?
Well, not really, but we can always walk into the whiskey room and take a look.
Sounds like Disneyland to me.
Well, shall we?
Let's give it a shot.
So, Matt, here's your choices. We've got Heaven Hill down here, Brown Foreman kind of in here. We've got Buffalo Trace on these top shelves over here, Four Roses, Wild Turkey, Jim Beam, Maker's Mark. Then over here are Kentucky smaller distilleries, like the Bluegrass, Peerless, Town Branch, Lux Row. Then over on this far shelf, we've got the New Rift and Wilderness Trail and Willet. So, what do you want to pick? What do you want to taste today?
Oh man, look at this selection.
Well, let me just stand out of the way and let you do your thing.
This is gonna be tough. Oh, George Washington, I love that one. We got here. I've heard that New Green River's pretty good.
It is.
Can never go wrong with some Michter's, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Michter's is always good.
Some Old Forester birthday bourbon. Now that stuff is, I know that's good. I've had some of that. So
yeah, but we did a video on that.
We have, yeah. What is this guy right here?
Oh, that's an old Jim Beam. You want to taste that?
Look at that. Look at that decanter style. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't mind, can we try
Yeah,
this
let's
one?
go for it.
All right, let's give this one a shot.
So, Matt, you've picked a bonded beam.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the tax stamp is gone, but I tell you, this was a bottle that Rosemary got from a friend of hers when her friend's husband was a lawyer in town.
Mm-hmm.
And when he passed away, she had all this old whiskey where, as a lawyer, a lot of his clients gave him whiskey for Christmas presents.
Ah, okay.
So this bottle is probably from the late 60s, mid 70s at the latest, I would say. It's an 8-year-old Jim Beam bonded. Unfortunately, like I said, the tax stamp is gone.
That's a bummer, isn't it?
Yeah. But you can tell we've opened this, and I've actually reviewed this on my website, bourbonbeach.com, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I guess it was. And it's really good whiskey. This is Jim Beam at its best. And like I said, unfortunately, I don't see the bonded information. Well, it's definitely before 1978 because it's a 4/5 quart. After 1978, they started using both 4/5 quart and 750
milliliter. Okay.
in describing the sizes. So,
I mean,
this is
I bet
100 proof bottled bond.
I mean, I can't imagine there's that many of those decanter styles, or did they do that a lot back
Oh
then?
yeah, they did a lot.
Oh, did they do that a lot back then? Ah.
Yeah, you're talking
It's cool looking.
you're talking about the age when the period when whiskey people couldn't sell whiskey because popularity had gone down so much.
Mm-hmm.
So they were putting them in these decanters, hoping people would at least buy the decanter, for decorative purposes, if not the whiskey.
Well, yeah, you gotta try something,
You
right?
gotta try something. But you get a lot of really good whiskey out of some of these decanters as a result.
Yeah.
So this is the Jim Beam 8-year-old bottom bond, 100 proof.
All right, it's a treat.
Yeah.
It smells great.
It's got a lot of what I call that 1960-70 aroma that you don't get. You see, this probably went into the barrel at 110 proof instead of 125.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting a little bit of kind of that oak, sawdust oak. You know what I'm saying?
Sawdust, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great way to describe it.
but you're getting a lot of vanilla.
Lots of vanilla in there.
You're getting a little bit of
You can still smell that Jim Beam, can't you?
yeah.
Yeah. I guess they haven't changed much.
No.
Oh, they probably changed.
Well, the
entry
biggest change that they've made since this was made was probably raising the barrel entry proof from 110 to 125.
But I mean, I wouldn't be able to probably do it in a blind tasting, but it's almost like I can pick out a Jim Beam product. On
Yeah.
this stuff. Which isn't a bad thing.
No. So let's taste it.
That's absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
That's fruitier than I thought it was going to be, actually.
Mhm. I think it's a lot better than the modern Jim Beam.
Oh, way better than the modern Jim Beam, yeah.
You know, because that lower barrel entry proof's letting that fruit and caramel. You know, I'm getting like ripe apples and apricots.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a hint of berries, wild
Yeah,
berries.
and like dates, too. I don't know.
Dates.
Yeah, it's...
Getting a little bit of that cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice. Not as peppery as the modern Jim Beam.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get that oak. It's more of that sweet oak than that bitter tannic oak that you're getting.
Yeah, a little leathery,
A little leathery.
which I like. I tend to like on my finish.
Yeah. Leathery, tobacco.
Yeah. Yep. That stuff's really good.
Yeah. Great
Yeah.
whiskey.
Great whiskey.
And I think a lot of it goes down to that lower barrel entry
I
proof.
think you're right. Yeah. Because you get like nowadays, it tastes like just a lot. You get a lot of that just straight.
A lot more
oak.
tannic oak.
Yeah,
And that's coming from the higher barrel entry proof.
and that's because you get more out of it that way.
I think it's a combination. You're getting more of the tannins, but you're also getting less of the sugars from the oak.
Hmm.
See, and you need that balance.
Mm-hmm. And this is 8 years old, so it's
Mhm.
like, I mean, you're still not getting like an overpowering oak.
This is younger than Knob Creek, but I'd much rather have this than the Knob Creek 9-year-old 100 proof. That cranberry really brings out the fruitiness.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like drinking a brandy.
Yeah.
Little grape, dates, berries, hint of apple on, particularly on the finish is where I'm really getting the apple.
Mm-hmm. That's very different. Yeah.
Yeah,
Never tasted any Jim Beam like that before.
great stuff.
Mm-hmm. Imagine like back in the day buying a bottle of 8-year-olds, especially with it being like, at that time it was not very popular. Imagine that was a cheap bottle.
Yeah, relatively cheap. You probably bought that decanter for $15. Oh, that pecan really is interesting. Richer caramel, not as much fruit. The spice is definitely more of a cinnamon
Yeah. Cinnamon
that
nutmeg.
lingers onto the finish.
Mm-hmm.
But you're definitely getting maybe just a hint of chocolate on the finish.
And a chocolate, oak, leather, like strong. It definitely makes the finish really stand out.
Yeah.
Lingers.
I wish our viewers could come in and taste this with us.
I almost want to do like a regular Jim Beam and maybe a Knob 9 and then this guy together, like a side-by-side tasting
Yeah.
one day. That would be a good idea.
You know, I'll tell you what, why don't we invite any Louisville subscribers out there that want to come and join us on the front porch, and maybe we'll do that.
Yeah. We'll just have our Becca film for us, and we'll do a little video outside.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, first Louisville subscriber that wants to come by and drink some whiskey with us on the porch, let us know.
sounds awesome to me.
So let's try this with a cleanser palette. Let's try it with some chocolate. Now that chocolate really brings out the caramel.
Mm-hmm. Caramel.
And then on the finish, it really brings out the spice. Almost, you get the cinnamon, but almost like a white pepper as well.
Yeah. It was spicy this time.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was like caramel. I got like I was still getting that date,
Mhm.
and then a little nuttiness, with it. I don't know. And then maybe like maybe just a hint of cherry. And
Yeah.
apple, something like that in there. Really good. It's it's a pretty complex bourbon.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I like your idea of the first subscriber.
Hmm.
Um,
We'll do this, a modern Jim Beam bottled and bond, and a Knob Creek 100 proof. So we have all three of them equal proofs.
mm-hmm. We'll do it side by side
Yeah.
and just see which one we like the best. That sounds like fun. That's when we first started, or when you started introducing me to more bourbon. We did on the front porch, and those are some great
Yes.
memories. Yeah.
So if you like our video, please subscribe. And if you live in Louisville and subscribe, contact us. We'd love to have you over to do this video with us.
Yeah. Can't wait to meet you.
And here, cheers. Here's to Booker No, who made this whiskey.